Another thing is that nowadays very, very low attention, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe one. So clips, video clips, nothing more. And that's why films are very reduced. You cannot stand 1 hour and a half, or maybe more. More is absolutely impossible. And this is why maybe cutting pieces or conversation pieces or dealing with different things.
It's one of the ways, one of the strategies, one of the tactics, indeed, to associate with your criticism. Absolutely, yes.
And Rembrandt, Veronese, so all are absolutely theatrical. And
yes, I've always been against television realism. You can't get realism in the cinema. It's too complicated, too complex, too much subjectivity. So, eat your heart out, Mike Lee, Ken Loach, you're wasting your time. And Fellini knew this, the best cinema is very self-conscious, very theatrical, and deals with metaphor and not with reality. Because cinema's a dream machine. I know Hollywood says that, but cinema's a dream machine everywhere. So you can go places with cinema that you can't go in reality. So why deal with reality? It's a waste of time. If I want to see the next girl next door, I'll go and knock on her door. I don't have to go to the cinema to see her. So let's do things which are about phenomena that we cannot appreciate and understand and enjoy and be enthralled by in real life. Let's use cinema as a theatrical activity.
And you are recognized, we're no master of this kind of very particular films that are have never been films, exactly films. And as you said, we cannot find anything new, or is there anything we can do to make something new? That is the same problem we have in art. Young people or young artists that has to find something new, but...
Yeah, but every now and again, like when I was a young man, there was an amazing new music, the whole minimal music thing with people like Steve Reich and Phil Glass. That had never been seen before. I think music now is sort of stuck in the doldrums and there's nothing very interesting, but we must be patient. Because I think, what we're looking for now is for a brand new video cinema which will excite us all over again. But maybe we have to be patient. If cinema was invented in 1895, we have to wait till 1926, which is 30 years before the first cinema masterpiece happens. And that's made by the Russian film director Eisenstein, a movie called Strike. So it takes us 30 years to understand a new medium to create the first masterpiece. Now I believe, let me give you a date, I believe cinema died on the 31st of September 1983. There's not 30 years yet between 1983 and 2009. So maybe we have to wait a little longer for these amazing laptop generation people to finally come up with something which is so extraordinary. We'll say, yes, there's something new.
You are always inside your films, bodily, heart, love, everything. And this participation we feel like audience. And what's your hope for not only cinema with understood?
I'm 67. I live in Holland, and euthanasia is practiced in Holland, and I've decided to commit euthanasia in 1980. So when I'm 80, so I've only got about 14 more years. I don't think anybody over 80 does anything useful, so we should get rid of those people. Nothing in art has ever been made by anybody over their 80th birthday. Maybe Titian, maybe Tiziano, maybe just, because he lived till he was 92, but it's very, very rare. So I've only got 14 years left now, and I've got a lot to do. So I'm going to take real care of all the opportunities. And there's an English phrase which I like. I don't know what the Italian is, but fortune favors the prepared mind. What is that in Italian? It probably sounds much more beautiful in Italian. Fortune favors the prepared mind. Tell me it in Italian.
La fortuna ride alle menti preparate.
Okay. So I want to be ready. So when somebody says next year, okay, you can make an opera in La Scala, I'm going to be there.
And which are your favorite artists? We know Veronese, Titian, Leonardo, Rembrandt. some other? The one you love, why you love?
Well, I think if I mention somebody called R.B. Kitaj, you probably won't know who he is. No. He's an English-American. He died about 4 or 5 years ago. And I always carried a book of his paintings and drawings under my arm. He was part of, that pop art phenomenon. But he was an intellectual. He wasn't really like Andy Warhol. He really sort of thought the things through. But I think if ever I wanted to be an artist of high caliber, it would be this man. But a bit difficult for me to talk to you about him because you don't know who he is.
Another question about your presentation of the marriage here in Venice.
Yeah.
You will participate there.
I'll be on stage.
And what will you do there?
Well, we have 5
just
clips.
for the audience to know.
We have 5
know,
clips, which is not just about the marriage, but is about what we're doing. I constantly argue we've had 8,000 years of painting and only 114 years of cinema. Isn't it a great pity that we didn't have a better cinema, and wouldn't that better cinema be better because we look at painting? So there's a natural heritage. So this whole exercise is about that phenomenon, I suppose. So I will show you the clips of what we did with Rembrandt's Night Watch, what we did with Da Vinci's Last Supper, and I show you what we are doing now, because this installation is still on. What is it, 2 kilometers away? Just
Maybe
over the
no.
back here.
No.
1 kilometer, one and a half,
kilometer,
something just over the back
Yeah.
here. So it's still on. So in a sense, after you've seen the film, you can go and look at the installation.
Have you any new project for the future?
I am making a pornography in Brazil in October. I am making a Japanese ghost story next year in Tokyo.
In Turkey?
Nokia have just given me
Nokia.
2 million euros to make a film for the mobile phone. So I will make,
Is it a joke? Or
No, I'm going to make a film for that screen. I have an exhibition at the Shanghai Expo next year. I have an exhibition of my own paintings in Milan this coming Christmas. So there are a number of things for me to do.
Thank you very much.